Hi everyone, it's the 4th of June 2024. It's Tuesday. I'm just going to look forward to the next few days through the weekend and slightly beyond actually, because it's European Championships week, which they start on Friday. But before that, I just want to cover a few other events in the UK and one abroad. Wednesday the 5th, there's a couple of British Milers Clubs meetings in the UK, one at Birmingham and one at West London. The Birmingham one looks like it's going to be live streamed on the University of Birmingham Sport YouTube channel, which is really good of them. They always tend to show those. Excellent coverage. And the start lists have gone up for both meetings on the British Milers Club website. Probably for me, the most intriguing entry is Mark Scott in the 1500. Slightly different from racing marathons, having a bit of fun perhaps. So be interesting to see if Mark actually starts and how he gets on. Good luck to him. Then on Saturday, we've got the Watford Grand Prix, or the Watford Diamond League as it's often referred to. A bit of fun. It'd be on Runner Space Vinco if you've got a subscription for those. Just running through a few of the events. The start lists aren't up, by the way. They might go up today. You never know, but probably tomorrow, I would think. We've got a bunch of 146 guys in the men's 800. Possibly top of the pile is Reece Sharman-Newell, who's in good shape and won the 800 at Sports City recently. And then the women's 800 is quite deep as well. We've got Ellie Baker, Izzy Boffey, Kai Malanga from Great Britain. A bunch of them around 2 minutes. We've got an Australian, Bendir Oboya, who's done 1:59. So that should be quite a good domestic field there. In the 1500, we've got quite an eclectic list actually, with Piers Copeland, Carl Langford, Mark Scott again entered, and Will Barnicoat. So, yeah, plus a whole load of others, as you can imagine. So that'd be pretty interesting to see who turns up there. You know, three of those four I mentioned, not really their specialist event, but they're giving it a go, or possibly giving it a go. We got on the women's side. We got Bains Kaur from India, who's done 4:05 and is one of the fastest entries. But most intriguingly, Phoebe Gill is down for the 1500 rather than the 800, where she's been on fire recently. She's already run 4:05 in a Watford meeting earlier in the season, and of course we all know she's done 1:57 and or 1:58 recently over 800. Clearly not going to the European Championships, I believe, in the midst of exams and school and everything else, so just putting that on hold a little bit. Got two golden retrievers messing about in the background, so hopefully they don't disturb me. 5,000 metres, we've got plenty of athletes who have gone sub 14 on the men's side. We've got Johnny Davis from Reading who's entered, who's done 13:16 I think is his PB. Jack Goodwin, who ran 13:35 in Belgium recently, he's amongst the entries. And then on the women's side, we've got Alex Millard, who's done 15:27. Hannah Irwin, Simone Ferres from Brazil has done 15:43, and another bunch of sub 16 runners at their best in there. So good quality. We'll test out some of those Brits who are not going to the Europeans. On the steeplechase, there's more overseas entries than UK actually. Finley Daly from Ireland heads the field, and on the women's side, unfortunately only one athlete who's gone sub 10. So steeplechase not greatest depth once again as it was at Sports City. So that's the BMC Grand Prix. It probably starts about 4:30. I say the timetable is not up yet, and that's on Saturday on Vinco and Runner Space. Then before I get on to the Europeans, we've got the NCAA Championships from Oregon, which start on Wednesday, or I think it's Thursday very early morning our time, and goes through to Saturday. One of the best meetings in terms of quality in the world. You can get all the the heat lineups and everything else already posted online. Not sure where it's going to be shown. I can't find it on any of the Sky channels. Can't find it on YouTube. I do know it's on ESPN2. So I think we should be able to see the races even on delay one way or another. So look out for that. That's the NCAA, the National Collegiate Championships in America. Then coming on to the European Championships. Now, this is back in my day, these used to be one of the major championships. They still are really, but it used to be, TV was all over them back in the sort of 86. I can remember Britain having a golden time at the European Champs, and BBC Sport would be all over it. Well, at the moment, it doesn't appear to be on BBC Sport. That might change in the next few days if a deal is done, I think. But the only place I can really find it is on European Athletics website, the Eurovision Sport channel. So it is available, but not quite the same as watching it on mainstream TV. And I'll go through the events, the distance events anyway. Men's 800. Men's 800 starts Friday, 12:20 p.m, which is an hour ahead of the UK. Got Elliot Giles ranked 5th, Callum Dodds 8th, and Tom Randolph, who's 11th from the UK. The semis are on Saturday evening, and the final is on Sunday night. Then on the women's side, starts on Monday morning, first round. Tuesday morning is the semi-final, and then Wednesday evening, one of the last events of the championships is the women's 800 final. We've got on season's best, Great Britain have got 1, 2, 3 in Keely Hodgkinson, Erin Wallace, and Alex Bell. So hopefully we're going to see some really competitive Brits in that. 1500 on the men's side, headed by Jakob Ingebrigtsen. Starts Monday morning, and then the final Wednesday at quite late on Wednesday night. We've got Adam Fogg and Neil Gurley. Neil Gurley's not ranked because he's not done an official 1500, but he's done a mile in 3:47, so hopefully he can get amongst it. But yeah, so Jakob's probably the favourite there. On the women's side, starts Friday morning. Sunday night is the final. Again, we've actually got the top 3 ranked in Katie Snowden, Georgia Bell, and Revi Walcott-Nolan. But Revi Walcott-Nolan is only a reserve because Jemmy Reiki's running. But perhaps maybe one of the favourites is Kira McGeehan from Ireland, who's not actually run the fastest time this year, but amongst the fastest in terms of PBs. Then on the 5,000 metres, should be good. Straight final, Saturday night. It's 30 athletes entered. You've got George Mills, who's ranked 3rd, Jack Rowe 5th, James West 7th, Jakob Ingebrigtsen back involved in that again. Interesting that is before the 1500 start for Jakob. So yeah, that would be concluded on Saturday with the heats of the 1500 on Monday. Shouldn't be a problem to him though, really. But it'd be interesting to see what form he's in, and he'll have to run pretty quick if they some of them set a fast pace. There's some good guys in there. And then on the women's side, the straight final is on a Friday night. We've got Hannah Nattle ranked 3rd, Amy Eloise Neal and Izzy Fry 9th and 10th. But there are Grovedale, Costa, Garcia, and maybe Klosterhalfen in there. So that should be quite a good race, actually. No absolutely clear favourite. So the women's 5,000 could just be a really good race to watch. And who's comes good on the day will have a great opportunity there. For the 10,000 metres, there's 47 entries. Takes place on Wednesday. That's a week tomorrow. There is a B race about an hour and a half earlier than the A race, and that's like the European Team Championships that used to be. Britain have got Paddy Diva ranked 3rd, Roy Leonard 8th, and Zach Mohammed 15th. Perhaps amongst the favourites, there's Jimmy Gressier from France who ran a quick 5,000 the other day. So he's in amongst it. It should be a really competitive race. No outstanding favourite there. Look forward to that. Similarly, on the women's side, which is on Tuesday night, we've got 34 entries. B race, again, an hour and a half or so before the A race. We've got Megan Keith, who's ranked first, and Jess Judd, who's ranked third. But intriguingly, now Eilish McColgan's trying to resurrect her season and even maybe her career. She's been out injured for a while, but she's, after a 5K road race relatively recently that she won, she's going straight into the European Championships 10,000 metres, and probably gambling on seeing what she can do there. But what a battler she is. The 3,000 steeplechase, the men's, we've got Saturday morning is the heats, and the final Monday night. Got Zach Said and Mark Pierce ranked 16th and 17th. Yeah, those two were selected for Great Britain. Whether they make the final will be interesting. I think that'd be, yeah, a tough one, but if they can make the final, it's pretty wide open there. Then on the women's side, the heats are about Friday lunchtime. We've got Lizzie Bird in there, but she's ranked outside the top 10, and then the final on Sunday night. And then there's the half marathon, which takes place on Sunday, 9 o'clock, 9:30 local time, so an hour earlier for us. We've got no Brits in the men's race. Perhaps Sondra Moen from Norway is the favourite, but it's wide open, to be honest, on the men's side. And then on the women's side, we've got a team of four. Callie Hauger Thackeray, who's third. Abby Donnelly, who's ranked 6th this year. Then we've got Lauren McNeil and Clara Evans, who can run really well. So they'll be going in the women's half marathon. So, yeah, a lot to look forward to. And should be some really good races. Just hope that the BBC do a deal and it's shown one way or another on the mainstream TV. Otherwise, we'll all be on our laptops or computers. Anyway, hope you all have a good week.